What up, what up, what up? Another recording, market open. Let's see how it goes. Today's outlook overall is ultimately bullish. We have this hourly standard deviation over here, hits -1, traces back into a zone breaker to deliver off of. So then we have our 5-minute connection here. Still is yet to -4 as well as on ES, so hopefully doesn't get hit anytime soon on either of them. But anyways, we're basically just looking for price to come back into the OTE of this hourly range here. Hit 0.62 on NQ, and it's also hit that on ES and delivered, but we're now within a higher time frame S&T that is forming, so basically just hoping for that to hold for NQ to come into 0.705 in this hourly gap here, while ES maintains a bullish SMT, possibly into like this 5-minute gap, let's just say for an example. And yeah, I mean, that's basically my outlook for today for a possible entry. And if that doesn't happen, well, then possibly look for 10 a.m. to see if 10 a.m. can give an entry and just go from there, basically. So, yeah, just bit of sitting and waiting right now. Again, we are forming another SMT as well on the smaller time frame. NQ is going towards that draw, the hourly gap within OTE, while ES is staying above. And let's just say, for some weird, odd reason, price just starts reacting heavily bearish, then I would be looking at these indexes to come into overall OT of this whole leg within back in the -1. And ES is going to take that out, -4. Still could be valid, the idea. Could use now this being an SMT as a target. ES also has hourly equal lows down at OT at 705, where this gap is as well. And yeah. Also forgot to mention, Alpha Futures has been having some problems lately, so for now we're just gonna stick to paper trading just to mark out the trades in that way. Again, still just improving overall, not just kind of sitting and watching. Can also place them as well. But anyways, right now we are in a very large SMT on both indexes. Kind of starting to correlate now, but we did create a bearish SMT. I'm now creating a bullish SMT. Okay, with the 0.62 again. going down 705. I have to see how that reacts off of that. Just gonna get rid of this because we know that gap's there. Let's help clean up the chart. Looking for these lows to get taken. That's for sure. I want it to create like equal sets of lows. And then that would confirm that it would come into that hourly gap as well as the sweep beta. It's also we're back in the negative 2.5 for our entry into negative 4, hopefully. Would rather have 5-minute structure. I would rather price kind of, let me get the drawing tool out. I'd rather price kind of start to just kind of consolidate here a little bit so that way I have better 5-minute structure go off in this hourly. But if price doesn't give me that, then instead I'll kind of look to the 1-minute, possibly a standard deviation connection out of this order block, possibly order block getting closed above. Yes, came into this 0.62 as well as this breaker block here that it is delivering off of. Decent risk on ES, honestly, if that plays out. Let's have to see. Could go lower again just because I am looking for price to come into these lows and hourly gaps. So. Which it just did. Opinion, but it is also a hourly CISD as well. So just gonna have to see if price starts respecting this, and if not, we're gonna mark out OT of this whole range now. Mark this 5-minute standard deviation of ES. We have this hourly range here. ES coming into it has 6.2, 705, and a breaker block within 0.79. So that would be my interest point in that. But I am, while this is overall more bullish index, be interested in NQ being the lagging index. It would, for me personally, have a lot more clear of like an invalidation point. Again, especially overall because we're going off this hourly standard deviation as well. And if we start trading past this area, having some closures down here, that's where I'm no longer interested in this setup because again, we already had this revisit, and if price is revisiting that and going below that, then looks like the trade idea is going in a different direction. Looks like the C of that 5-minute fair value gap is also in line with 7.9 as well, so this could be a strong area for ES to hold. But NQ is now past 0.79. It could also just start dragging ES with it. OT is no longer really an interest of mine now, since we're coming to these lows here, so now be more interested in OT of the overall range back in -1. Because nothing. We did come into equilibrium of this leg here, so just to make sure that we see everything, also gonna mark OT of down here as well. Just curious how this would play out. Probably would have had a hard stop at 5, soft stop at this breaker, start getting closure like right below this. That'd be my interest to probably get out. Risk to reward though isn't too grand that trade, so this one isn't too worth it because this one totally could come in at -2 and react and then go lower. So this one's risk just isn't that great on this one. But that breaker did hold. See, we also have Federal Chairman Orsha, new chairman, talking at 10 a.m. as well. So we're gonna see if price reacts a lot more volatile. Walsh, Warsh, whatever his name is. Start 25 points manipulation. Price is currently within another frickin' SMT to the downside. I don't know if I really count that OT very strong. I'd probably be. Oh, never mind. There came in equilibrium of the 1 minute leg, so that works for me instead. With that 1 minute fair value gap, you have the manipulation the upside, expecting some downside here possibly. You also have a bearish SMT if a down candle ever gets closed. Just realized I've been muted for the past whoever knows how long, but anyways, not really a whole lot going on really, so just some 5 minute gap. It's holding on NQ. ES inversed one. ES came into 0.79 of this 5 minute range, as well as this breaker and order block here. Also tapped a 5 minute rejection block as well, I believe. Yeah, like tapped it or made equals with it. But yeah, like no trading below 10 a.m. on either of these really. Like there's like a tick on NQ. So kind of looking for these highs that's in this OTE range here to get swept, create a rejection block in this 1 minute gap. That's also a 5 minute and an IFEG balanced like it's balanced price range BPR. So leaving equal sets of lows on ES. Or bullish SMT at 10 a.m. Not a very strong rejection block here at 5 just because Asia lows. Strong draw right there. Could see price now come into manipulate higher. Could now come into OTE of this range here and deliver up. Just have to wait and see. At this, there's a trade idea here at 10 a.m. Have your stop probably like a 15-point stop, static 15, because you have this 1 minute fair value gap right above 10 a.m. Price ends up holding that. You have equilibrium of this 1 minute range as well. Price also rejected off that. I mean, targets could have targeted these lows, Asia lows for okay risk to reward. So let's have that laid out. Just because this was a trade idea, was kind of peeping it, but I'm more so focused on working on just my standard deviation entries, or marking all that out, see how price reacts off that. Yeah, it just needs to start flushing though, because if it just keeps slowly just going up, it's just gonna slowly drag NQ with it if it just keeps slowly reaching and reaching. Still have these equal lows on the 1 minute down here. Still have these, oh, yeah, still these hourly equal lows all the way down here. There though, price came, took out Asia lows. Yes, slowly making its way back to 10 a.m. to start trading below it. We are now within this OT range here. Gonna mark out just the whole leg though as well. About to come into the OT range of this hourly leg here on ES. See how price reacts 0.79 this range. We have a 1 hour gap that could count as mitigated. It did hold price previously. Just have to see. Basically just being a whole lot of patient right now, really is all. We are at this 0.79 of this range from this low, this high. Let's see how this plays out here. are creating a 5-minute rejection block. Did sweep this low, 0.79. But let's see. Overall, the more higher time frame, standard deviation, -1 came in, took entry, reacting. Left and -4 we're coming down. I would rather it come into this like whole overall leg of this, but just have to see what price gives us basically. Be a large deviation if I use the 1 minute. If price ever just rips and closes above this. Could use it though, but you just have to, just again, more waiting. Somebody limited this 5-minute rejection block. We're just gonna follow along with it. Just curious and see if this plays out or not. Pretty large stop for the whole rejection block, but who knows? So 3. So I mean, assume that they did 2 ticks of fuckery. So 34-point stop, pretty large. This one, I don't know. I don't think I would take this one on a funded eval, possibly. Possibly just fuck it, you know, who knows? Large stops. I mean, if you want to draw, I mean, that's not too bad for how large this stop is. I mean, targeting 10 a.m., it's still over 4 points. Target these highs, still 6 points, so 6.5 points. That's actually not too bad at all. Oops, I'm just gonna keep that. I guess to be fair, also this is also within a SMT on the higher and lower time frame, so that does give it something. Basically, what I'm just keeping an eye on right now is either for price to close below this wick of this bullish candle and then or close below the wick of the bullish candle and then close then above the order block to then make this the breaker, and then I could have a standard deviation connection. Or if price doesn't want to give me that, then I'll look to the 1 minute. But if these don't get bullish or bearish closes below them, then I would have to use this whole leg for standard deviation, which is pretty large. Whoever's in this rejection block probably going to get stopped here soon unless a miracle happens, unless like Trump tweets. Low key, they would have probably had to been. They probably didn't just because the risk is so shitty, or the R is so shitty. But they probably would have had to go break even at this fair value gap here. So they definitely would have gotten break even if that's the case, and they definitely would have got stopped out if they didn't. So we're gonna get rid of this OT range. We're no longer interested in that. We are closing below that. So we're now focused. We're now focused on this range here of OT. gonna look here. We have within this 5-minute deviation, we do have, let's see, have to be this right here would be the breaker. It's at OT as well, so we have that closure above has yet to be retested, so it's still valid. It's at OT of this 1 hour range. You have the 5-minute deviation, which honestly doesn't really matter too much right now. We're at SMT with ES with it. What do we do with it? What do we do within this 5-minute? Consolidated, didn't retest to go higher. Came to 2.5, closed above it. Yeah, no, so we're not too worried about this 5-minute deviation right now. More so just interested on this hourly, just consolidating. Coming, this is like the final retest point for me. Look to get a 5-minute connection out of it, hopefully. While ES stays way, way, way above. Yeah, so this hourly range is just now about to come and hit 705. It's very bullish compared to NQ. I would like the breaker to get retested, so I would probably just be patient. If price goes without me, I'll at least get a 5-minute connection out of it and then try and get an entry off that. But have these staircase lows, like, yeah, geez. Where is this at? Is it this one? No, holy shit. I think it's probably this. Hands so shaky. Have just these, all these lows looking to just get completely swept into this breaker block here. Just to clear up char, we're gonna get rid of that. Gonna get rid of this. Probably keep that. Nah, we'll get rid of it. So ES, we're at an SMT at ES with these Asia lows. NQ never camp took these London highs. Could be a draw for the future, possibly coming out of this breaker block for tomorrow. Let's see. We're about to come into this hourly breaker block. We've now swept all of these lows here. Oops. Yes, has come hit 0.79 of this current 1 hour range here. I don't think, yeah, ES isn't anywhere near OT range of that. So we're not going to be worried about that. We're just going to focus on the 0.79 of the current range since ES is there and Q is at the whole swings range. Price is moving pretty fucking slow right now. We're so fucking close to this fucking 705. I mean, we can definitely just go now since we've tapped into the breaker, but let's see. Oops. It would be cooler than just tapping the breaker. Tapping 705 as well, and then delivering. Not delivering just by the tiniest tap of it. It's not very cool. Let's see here. We're just gonna pre-fire this one here. Basically looking for candle closure. Actually, yeah. Looking for candle closure, retest, target. That's what I'd be looking for if this one gets closed above right here. And if that doesn't happen and we get closures, full body closures down here, then that would mean connection would be more something like this. But just have to wait and see. Should probably make the connection there just in case as well. Oh, moment of truth. See if we get a. There's a closure. It's probably a large. Just imagine I had this marked out already here. Just imagine that for me really quick. So that's probably a pretty large stop, isn't it? Yeah, it kind of is. So probably if I were to go about trading this, I would de-risk, have the entry there, stop like, there. I mean, that'd be the max risk for the day. And target there. -2. Oh, whoops. That was also. Imagine we're actually in a trade right now. Just imagine that. And we'll also, if price starts to speed up here, we're about to have 11 a.m. open, so hopefully price won't start slow down for lunch. The first like maybe 15-20 minutes will kind of help speed up. If we get closures above this high here, body closures, then we'll have a 5-minute connection as well, and then could look for a 1-minute entry out of that. But what would be pretty cool and is if we get a closure down here, tap 705, and then we deliver off of it. I'd rather that. Like I would rather this one not play out, price come into that, give a better entry and better risk size, because we also are creating SMT here on the indexes, so and if we're doing other people's ideas of order blocks and breakers, then we have this right here. Let's do the bodies because it comes in. We have this as an order block to kind of help strengthen that trade, as well as this right here as a breaker block as well. We have the closure above the bullish candle, and then we then have the bearish candle behind it. So just that as an idea as well. Probably could with this though draw either target 18 or 10. Because I have a large hog. Let's just say his trade plays out, starts to react bullish. Because I have such a large hog, I'd target 10 at target 10. That's what I would do. But ES is gonna sweep these lows, it looks like, and probably NQ will create a bullish SMT, which I don't want. I want price to just completely flush down here. Target bump, 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 retest, then expand all the way to whatever. That's what I do want. Gonna get rid of this breaker block because we know it's here. There we go. That's good. I'd rather that. Get rid of that. No interest in that. I'd rather just sit, stroke my stuff, and wait. But we'll see if ES plays off of this 1 minute rejection block that it just made. Swept some lows, 0.79, not terrible. 1 to 4 target for there. I mean, at this point where NQ's at, probably have a larger draw just because don't really want price. ES can go lower. That's not the problem, but the problem is if ES is going lower, NQ is going way lower, and we don't want NQ to go way lower. I'll give it, you know, a little bit more time, then yeah, probably just see how PM session plays out. If it's starting to slow down for lunch, See how 11 a.m. open goes. This was better risk, or if I had a better entry in a lower time frame in the second time frame. Obviously not 1 minute because it's an 80-point stop, but you know, typically if this is a better risk, you'd have your entry at the breaker block, have a hard stop at this, because at the breaker it sweeps it, respects it, so you don't close your position because it's soft stop, and then you target. Realistically, it would probably be from here to the -2, because that's in line with bias here on the higher time frame. So 10 RR, and I mean that's with the highest stop that it has right now. But that's what it would look like. Well, I think we're gonna leave this recording at that. Price gonna probably slow down here. It's getting near lunch hour, so just a whole lot of consolidation. Gonna see how PM plays out. Again, just kind of like a final sort of note. Looking for basically price to come into here. Retest. That was a shitty. Basically retest here and then continue up. It's basically what the outlook is. This one, don't care about that, but yeah, we will leave that one there.